let's just
dressy,
confirm we can be heard.
Dressy but comfortable is absolutely a tuxedo. It's
100%.
a tuxedo and trainers, which is exactly what I wore. Right? A tux is never, well, okay. There's that scene in 3 Men and a Baby, right? Where they show up to a tuxedo in like some afternoon do and it is.
I've never seen that.
Don't hurry. I can't say it's the sort of movie that you're actually going to miss. Hi, everybody.
I'm aware of the ghost.
My hair. Ah! There's no ghost in 3 Men and a Baby.
There's absolutely a ghost in 3 Men.
There is not.
There's a ghost in 3 Men and a Baby. The link will show up in the chat in about 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm sorry, my hair is falling completely apart here because it's because it's warm and it's muggy and so my hair is falling out. What do you mean there's a ghost?
There is a very famous moment where all four primary characters are on screen. And there's a couple of them walk off shot past a big window of the sort that no one in New York has been able to afford in an apartment for as long as Ted Danson has been alive.
Right.
And there are 14th century paintings of Ted Danson.
We could have got painting and move on.
There is a figure standing behind the curtain.
This is like Ghost Watch nonsense, isn't there?
The 150% Ghost Watch. Dean knows.
3 Men and a Ghost.
Of course, Dean fucking knows. Dean knows what's
Hello, everyone. Welcome to stream.
Anyway,
that was a terrifying intro. I hope you're all well. Also, the option, if you can't afford to have one made from scratch, seeing what's available secondhand and having it resized is a great option. I did go the custom route, but that's because I'm picky. I'm a hard size, and I had the money, and I wanted to splash out, so I did. Do not be me, because it was expensive, and I love it.
Hoping the next time we're in the same city, the donuts are on me.
All right. If I click on Ghost Boy, you know what that is? They were filming in somebody's house, and the little kid just opened the door. That's what that is.
It's apparently a cardboard standee from another.
Seriously?
Yeah.
He does look kind of two-dimensional. Why are we wasting time on this? I'm sorry. Hello. Welcome to the stream. It's Wednesday night. I haven't been feeling great. Alistair hasn't been feeling great. So my gates have needed so much bouldering. For the day as I've been resting. It's resting. Hey, and I will have you know, I did all of my daily skincare and healthcare and self-care box ticking.
She's done great.
And then I rescued Halcyon, and I had to go through the burning inn and rescue a guy, and there were a whole bunch of gnolls I had to fight, and that one was really hard, and I did a bunch of stuff.
Whereas I've had a couple of days of pretty astonishing career frustration, which have started to be balanced out just about. And I appear to have medicated this by watching 3 really strange movies in a row, which was kind of nice.
Dean, it was not a dream. It was Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes.
Which I bought 2.5, 3 years ago when it was dirt cheap pre-order for open beta, and I didn't even have a computer that could handle it.
It's like a butler delivered a huge game to her.
Right?
Your game is ready,
and just over the course of that, and then one of my favorite fan artists has been drawing stuff for it, as she's been very heavily involved with the beta for the 2 years it ran. And now it is available and official and launched. And I've replayed the part that I think I played previously and then hit the level cap on.
There's much more people this time around.
There are more people, and there's a whole lot more to do this time. And it's actually been quite useful because we're also watching Dungeons and Drag Queens, having finished Starstruck Odyssey. And Baldur's Gate 3, the game is very, very similar to all of the D&D mechanics and technology and terminology. So I'm I know what a dash is because I watch people do it.
It's literally, I understand that reference.
But Skyrim has taken over all your time. Dean, I need to tell you something. Dean, you know that Space Skyrim comes out next month, right? Starfield. No, you're not doomed. It's perfect. You're going to buy yourself an Xbox for your birthday, and you're going to buy Starscream or Field or Space Skyrim for the Xbox in the living room, and then I have Baldur's Gate 3 in the office on my laptop, and we will like pass each other like ships in the night and say hello every once in a while.
I swear, if I do this, open the box and it goes, "Yes, mighty Megatron," I'm fucking running.
Well, you're gonna buy a skin for your Xbox now.
That
is Starscream.
You know.
It is launching for Xbox and Steam, and then I believe PS5 is coming a month or so later.
I believe so, but I'm not sure. I had a ridiculously high-paid job last year.
The Outer Worlds is absolutely also Sky Space Rim. No, gotta say that correctly. Skyrim in space.
There we go.
Carefully.
There we go.
I love Outer Worlds so much.
I had a ridiculously high-paid job last year, and I have some money saved, so I might be treating myself.
Exactly. Space. Yeah. No, can't say Sky Space Rim. That does not work well. That does
Space
not.
Rim. No.
No. That does not.
No.
Let's just say no and move on.
So anyway, 3 weird movies. I'll for you real quick. Firstly, on Netflix, there is a gangland revenge flick called Bull, in which a gangland enforcer is brutally killed so that his crackhead wife can take his son away and ruin his life. So everyone's really upset when 10 years later he's back and seemingly unharmed. It's very violent. It's very grim. Will not be to everybody's taste, but holy shit, the last 5 minutes are amazing. Just amazing. The score is a 1960s folk musical British film noir.
Oh, God.
Set in a tiny diner, which...
Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
which continually spends...
Give it!
What's
it called? The Fall?
What, the first one?
Yeah.
Bull. B-U-L-L.
It's called Bull. Okay.
Second one is called The Score. And it's Johnny Flynn and Will Poulter in the 2 leads. So it's Adam Warlock from Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And it's really cute and really sweet. And also continually this close to being so pretentious, you go, oh, fuck off.
Mm.
But I don't regret my time with it. And today I watched How to Blow Up a Pipeline, which again is on Netflix. So that and Bull are both pretty easy to find, which is amazing. It's a reverse heist movie, where the whole point is it's this group of environmentalists trying to work out how to blow up a pipeline non-violently. And kind of succeeding. And it is so fucking good.
Very cool.
Yes.
So yeah, neither one of us have been feeling really great.
Rest of the week's been job applications and hitting usual deadlines.
Yeah. And playing with fans, apparently, because you're playing with yours, so I want to play with mine. Next month for Ragnarok Season 3. Oh, okay, cool. Finally watched Encanto for the first time at work and had to stop myself from crying while doing glitter tattoos for small children. Yes!
That will do it.
That will do it for you. Yes, exactly. But
also dropping some pretty seriously good voice acting TikToks on TikTok there, Dean.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've not been on TikTok because Baldur's Gate was nothing but... TikTok was nothing but Baldur's Gate videos, and so now I'm playing Baldur's Gate and I haven't been on TikTok. Yeah, it's been hard. We've had a really working hard several months in a row.
About 8 of them.
And we haven't got to take a really anything longer than a week's worth of break this year. And we're not going to until hopefully, eventually, someday soon, we get to close on the house.
When will our house return from the war?
We get to buy the house. Sorry, I knocked over the lamp.
Amazing scenes.
Yeah, exactly. So we're saving up a lot of time to move, and it means that we're both tired and burnt out and just need some downtime. And
Dean, drop the details in DMs if you could.
Caravan Holiday Park. Okay. Always interesting. We are going to go away next weekend because next weekend is the Reading Festival, and we live in Reading. And we don't want to be here for the Reading Festival. We were just talking to our favorite little coffee van guy across the street, and how he's managed to get them a spot on the station, and so they will be working, and the van will be open 24/7 for the 4 days of the festival.
He also told us something which blew my mind. He said we make the most money on the last day because there is a pretty strict cutoff. There's the last train home at night is 10 a.m. and the first train that
the other way around
10 p.m. and the first train home that people can meaningfully get because of commute hours is 10 a.m. And he said there's 75,000 people in that field. So many of them miss the train. They just camp.
They just camp in the station for 12 hours. course. And this coffee van is going to be open.
And they have a booze license, and bacon butties on the grill. These kids are going to want to be adopted.
I'm sorry your place fell through, Shiny Opals, but yes, also such a load off your mind. That's exactly what I'm keeping in mind, is that if this falls through, because this is attempt number 2, and I don't have it in me to do attempt number 3 this year. If this falls through, then yay, it's just going to be a load off my mind, because it's so much on top of full-time work and on top of running the foundation and trying to have some downtime. So this week, downtime has imposed itself in the you feel yucky. Knock it off.
As no less an authority than the Right Honourable Timothy Aloysius Meredith put it, these gates require more baldering.
Yes, these gates require your constant baldering. So that's what I'm doing.
He tweeted something last week, just a photo of a really nicely painted room, and it was just, we have successfully turned this room a different colour. It was a hateful process.
The process was hateful. I'm like, yes, that describes the process of changing a room a different color. It is, in fact, hateful. You're just taking a vacation instead? That sounds lovely. Downtime is good. We need it. We've reached the point where our bodies have decided you're going to have it whether you planned on it or wanted it or not. So that's, what today was. If I'm not feeling great tomorrow, that's what tomorrow is. Fortunately for me, my day job is the month of August tends to be fairly quiet. I don't tend to have many emergencies.
This is after the last 4 months being a period of the year where Margaret's day job was basically a flame.
Yes, was very, 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 very busy. So I'm feeling like karmically it balances out that I'm not immediately available for a day or maybe 2, depending on tomorrow. And I'm resting, but I'm still doing all my good health. This has turned kind of depressing. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm not feeling 100%, but I also don't have to push myself to be 100%, so I'm not.
So there.
Lights? Oh, you got the lights to work. People can't see, though. Really?
No, and it's really upsetting the camera as well.
Yeah, pissed off the camera. We'd have to turn off the lights. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do that next time. Today, it's not so much in my feelings, Dean, as a how dare I be at less than peak capacity, and that's
it's
that's a me thing.
It's the Kryptonian thing.
Yeah, it's very much a Kryptonian. So sometimes I just cannot be 100%, or sometimes 100% looks very different. So right now I'm just rolling with the fact that 100% looks like Baldur's Gate 3. Right now,
you're doing a great job. You've been outside today.
I went outside.
You've done skincare. You've done yoga.
I did my yoga. I did my Italian. I did my skincare. I ate 3 meals.
There were vegetables in 3 of them. Legit.
There were vegetables in all of them. Yes, very good. So yeah,
well, that's cool. Good job.
That's what the last couple of days have been about. Wendy's not feeling well apparently either, and I believe Zalia is not here this evening because she's getting trip, which is very exciting.
Zalia was also possibly very excited because Destiny 2 has just given people a lot of free stuff to make up for not really doing an update beyond, look, it's some colors.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm glad there was lots of free stuff. I am not allowed to go looking into like the mod side of things because that will get very, very dangerous. But I got to do a cool cinematic today where I am playing a paladin character. So they are very high in strength. And there was a strength test. And you had to help this group of people move fallen doors of a building away. And so my character made the strength check and just kicked the door open. This big, huge double door, just kicked it open. Which is hilarious because she's a dwarf.
4 foot nothing.
It looked awesome. It was just boom. There's my little dwarfie. I was so excited. So, could a paladin also be a lawyer?
Hell yeah.
I mean, God, they practically are. And yes, Alistair's wearing a favorite t-shirt. And yeah, they do serve justice functions in fantasy settings a lot of the time.
This is the most obtuse running gag I will probably ever talk to you about.
So yes.
There's a very, very well-respected, very good legal blogger and active service lawyer who tweets under the name Popat.
Popat!
When he shut down his Twitter account, it became Nopat. And he did a podcast for a very long time. It was one of those, so what's the American government done today?
Right.
Trump-era podcast. And the running gag was that he and the other host, who was not a lawyer, but stood next to one, and like so many of us, occasionally just likes to just set them up for stuff a little bit.
Thank you.
He would periodically go, Ken, yeah, is this the RICO? RICO being
the area of specialty that Ken specialized in when he was a lawyer,
it has never been the RICO.
It isn't.
I believe at one point he actually had a T-shirt out called with "It's never the RICO."
No, his T-shirt says "I do the RICO." But yeah, there was he did a Trump presidency era podcast weekly, which is Trump's legal challenges du jour, and I don't think he's doing one right now anymore. But Rudy Giuliani just got indicted for RICO. And I tweeted, I didn't tweet it out. I don't know what it's called on Blue Sky. It's called Skeets or something, and I refuse to call it that. I just tweeted at him like, wishing Popat and Popat only a very fine RICO this day.
And he put up an 11-second video, which is just him going, fine. This time it's the RICO. You happy?
It's the RICO. Sometimes those jokes are just so niche, but they are so for me. Like a dwarf paladin kicking in a giant door.
I finished...
It's for me. It's just
right.
For me.
Likewise, I finished watching Skull Island this week, which is a very good time if you like giant monster movies. And it has one of those perfect lines where the force just locks in and a writer just constructs a miracle. There's the whole plot is basically a Titanic-sized octopus has blockaded the island and keeps calling Kong out to fight. And about 3 episodes in, the characters watch as a whale sails overhead and lands on the island because the octopus is just hurling stuff at Kong to get his attention. And there's a discussion between various characters where they're like, did you see the whale? Yeah. Do we have any idea why the octopus is doing that? And one of them basically to camera goes, my theory is he's a dick. And there's just something about the purity of that.
Right.
And how it's applied to a skyscraper-sized octopus that hates you. That just tickled me delightfully.
I'm glad. Yes, Dr. Lou was saying, exactly like it's never lupus.
It's never lupus.
Exactly. It's never lupus. It's never RICO. Until it is. Right?
I believe there was a House episode which was just, okay.
It's lupus.
It's lupus. Likewise, for years, the setup on CSI was that Grissom would deliver a pithy line right at the very end of the pre-credits thing. And in what turned out to be a really very sweet episode about the furry community, which didn't start that way. You thought he was going to be kind of mean about it. They find a 6-foot-tall jaguar with a bullet wound through its head in a ditch by the side of the road. And the music stirs, and Grissom looks down at this dead body and goes... The end, and the credits roll. And the C plot for the entire episode is him trying to sum up the case in a pithy way and being defeated because someone else does it.
I love that. When your conceit becomes meta to the point where other people can try and beat you to it.
It's like how once every 3 months or so, someone on the WWE roster mid backstage segment will go, "Why is there a camera here?"
Nice. I think that's been it for this week. Just not feeling 100%.
It's fine.
There's been video games.
There's
been movies. We've been resting. We suck at it. We need more practice. The end.
Power washed and shit.
You power rushed a lot of things, including, I think, an evil genius's lair. Or
100%. The town has a local Bond villain. And at one point, you get hired by him to clean his private jet. He said, "You'll notice some eccentricities about it. Just roll with it." And that was what went through my mind when I saw the laser.
Viscera cleanup duty?
I haven't, and I want
What is that?
Power Wash Simulator, but for crime scene.
That sounds chunky. You're going to see Last Voyage of the Demeter on Saturday. I am so jealous. Okay. First of all, let me show you. For those of you who missed the fan art at the top of the screen. Last Voyage of the Demeter. Is it not adorable? It is precious. I love it so very much. But part of the reason why I'm so pissed off is there is no UK theatrical release date for that movie.
Pulled 1 day before release. No reason given. I think what's very, very likely is because some rocket scientist released Haunted Mansion over here in August, and strangely that didn't do anything worthwhile. The studio was panicked and pulled it and is going to re-release it on Halloween.
I think they're going to release it in October. They're going to make us wait. It's a Bear McCready soundtrack, and I have to wait.
It's Liam Cunningham as me.
Right? I'm like, I need this movie. By the way, go to Does the Dog Die for this movie. The dog definitely dies, as does a small child, I believe. So, content warnings for that one.
Because much like Janice from Accounting, Dracula don't give a fuck.
Yes, exactly. But I want to see it. I love the idea of a locked room mystery being the locked ship. It's a great idea. Once had to clean up the event horizon. In Gore Viscera. Oh, wow. Mainlining the new Quantum Leap. Keeping an eye out for Ben crossing paths with Sam, but no one realizing, yeah, we did too.
I suspect that's going to be season 2.
If they get a season 2.
I think it's already been picked up, but no one's making it.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Well,
I do know, Herman, that the several Quantum Leap plots we've discussed as to whether or not they will ever be addressed again, keep watching.
Good. I think that's it. In life. Let's play a game.
All right.
Let's play a different game. A game where I'm not going to have to roll initiative, I hope.
You'd like to play.
But I do like the little dice mechanic. All right. Should we do a little ad break? Why don't we do the ad break a touch early so that I can start up Steam again and people can go and get drinks and beverages and all that good stuff. And we'll be back in a minute or two with the game. How does that sound? We'll go back here for a second while the ad break. Okay, listen. Listen. Listen, it is fine to put potato products on a sandwich. That's totally valid. But a crisp sandwich consists of nothing but bread, potato products, and some sort of fat, usually as a barrier layer, like mayonnaise or butter.
A very long time ago, there was a short-lived science fiction quiz show over here called Space Cadets, which was basically Claudia Christian and Bill Bailey's summer job. I will find the Claudia Christian Chip Buddy rant and play it.
Yes, we need the Chip Buddy rant because I don't mind see, but when you say Chip Buddy, you mean French fries in between two pieces of bread, and that is an abomination.
There's butter as
but
well.
They're being like Doritos on a ham sandwich. That is valid. That is texture. That is complexity.
Unless they're meat flavored Doritos.
No, but I don't like the whole meat flavored potato products thing. That's just like prawn crackers. Who thought of that? Who thought of communion wafers and crustaceans and thought those were two things that should go together?
Padre, come quickly. It's the miracle.
No. What is the purpose of that? How very dare.
Was Jesus a prawn? You made it weird.
Right? Yo, dog, I heard you like carbs. Right now, having been to Scotland in December, that is... Okay, that might be... Like, if you're in Antarctica, right? If you're doing a polar exhibition...
An exhibition.
Make up the word. I'm so verklempt. If you're doing a polar explore, because lots of planets have a north... then you can have some carbs with your carbs, okay? Fine. For the rest of us, Homeocouchosauruses, we don't need that. Okay, I think I'm done.
Dean,
now.
I feel like we need to have that discussion.
You guys can go have Chip Buddies all you want. Hard pass. Thank you very much. Communion wafers and crustaceans. The Silverses, right? Exactly.
That's like the most Caucasian sandwich in history.
No, that would be you eating cheese and lettuce. I love you dearly.
It's a vegetable.
Oh,
it's green.
Crunchy water and dairy.
It's not all white. Sometimes I've got mayonnaise on it.
Chip Buddy recipes? What is there to receipt about this? It's French fries and the caucasity, the audacity of this. I just. Oh no! Just for years, my granddad kept trying to convince me there was such a thing as chip pudding, which was basically chips in a bowl of custard.
Dean, I could totally see that.
Glazed ring donut dipped into nacho cheese sauce. No,
I can see that.
I'm playing the horror game now. It's less horrible.
Before we do, I should just inform you. One of my first boss was a magnificent human being called Mike Stead. Mike was fearfully, massively gay. The first thing...
There's so many types of condiments. Do you prefer ketchup or brown sauce? Right? I have 4 types of mustard in my refrigerator at this very moment. And at least 3 types of pickles because my ancestors are Polish! Can you tell?
Probably the first thing that Mike said to me was, "Hello, Alistair. It's lovely to meet you. This is my husband, Vince, and yes, we have had sex in every single room in the shop." And it kind of set the tone. Mike, I think, went to New Zealand for a while. I know he was in San Francisco for a while too. But he was a hilariously enthusiastic meat eater because as a younger man, he hadn't been. I remember him telling me the story about how he'd gone off-roading, I think with a couple of members of Chumbawamba, because Leeds is about this wide, in Keighley, where the Brontes are from. In a Mini. It went about as well as you would think. So they got to a certain point in the day and they were a bit hungry. So they went into one of the many, many chintzy little tea shops around Keighley. I believe so, Dean, yes. And Mike was very much, like I say, vegetarian at the time. So the lady comes up to the counter and goes, "All right, love, what do you want? We've got jacket potatoes. They've got beans and sausages and that." And Mike's like, "Can I have a vegetarian option?" And she looks at him with that in that manner that I was looked at when I was for a low caliber weapon in a firing range in Vegas once. And she's like, "All right, love, I'll see what we can do." And the food is all brought out, and Mike's comes out last. And what he describes as, it is a baked potato with a fountain of chips carefully raised vertical and inserted into the potato. It is like a party hedgehog with cubes of cheese and pineapple, except the hedgehog is a potato, the cocktail sticks are potato, the pineapple is potato, and the cheese is, you guessed it, potato. And of course, he ate all of it, because, I mean, who the fuck wouldn't? But anyway, should we play the game?
Country commits such culinary crimes. Hang on, where are we? Here we go. All right, before we get into this, I have to turn down the game audio because it's being very dramatic.
Golden syrup and Marmite as a salted caramel alternative. That might be genius.
Wow, why is the music so loud? Every time I go to turn it down, it's still too loud. All right, there we go. Hopefully that's not blasting it. I hate it when it does that. Anyway, a reminder. This is a horror game. It has content warnings, including phobias, death and dying, horror themes, mental health and trauma, sexual themes, sound effects, you just saw one of them, sociopolitical themes, violence, flashing lights and images, you just saw one of them, and jump scare. Details at the link in the chat, which may include spoilers. There's also a dramatis personae we are keeping as we go along. And if you missed an installment of the previous 2 installments, because this is number 3, there's a collection right there for you on Twitch. Also, if you've played the game and we haven't, please don't spoil anything for us. Please use the conveniently provided wiggle emojis to tell us you know something. And with that, we commence traipsing into the moors with...
To go yell at Leonard's shoulder.
We commence traipsing into the moors with this asshole.
Father Pukey here, who made us bloodlet him last session because that was the only way he would feel better. So now, we're going to go wander off alone with him. Because across the moors.
Because we can't find the person who was supposed to meet us here yesterday, and our assistant hasn't arrived. What could go wrong?
When he does show up, we should totally buy a cake.
I know. When our assistant shows up, he does buy the... We figured it out. I'm like, how do you have enough money to buy the cake? I'm like, you don't fall for the idiot who makes you buy him a beer and then runs off. That's how. Should I scoot this over a little bit? No, because then the microphone's there. You might want to scoot over a little bit this way so that you can be visible to our 5 friends. Right. Okay. I'm ready to go to Mr. Shoulder's house. Let's go. Actually, who was that idiot I just saw?
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
Oh, yes. A rather important fellow around here. His vast land holdings give many a steady employment.
I hear he is renovating an old chapel on his land.
Aye, I've heard such reports.
Okay.
He believes this to be a godless land.
I mean...
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Something I wholeheartedly disagree with.
Interesting.
To which god his chapel will be dedicated to remains a matter of concern.
Okay. That feels bad.
That's something we should take note of.
Why do you say that?
Oh, my apologies. Don't listen to my oafish conjecture. Let us move on.
All right, let's go to Leonard's house to find out he died in 1871.
Or something like that. I'm just turning up this game volume a little bit. All right.
Okay, Father Pukey, lead the way.
I'm ready to go to Mr. Shoulder's house.
Let's go.
Excellent. I feel the fresh air will do me well. Follow me.
Sure, well. Sure.
Let's cross our fingers. Into the moors.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, Mrs. Duplancy. Mrs. Duplancy, this is Thomasina Bateman, a visitor to our parish.
We've already had the pleasure of meeting, Father.
Hey, Rubesco.
Hey, Rebesco.
Excellent. Miss Bateman, don't hesitate to try one of Mrs. Duplancy's wonderful cakes.
If I had money, I would.
Yes, I've heard about her famous Bakewell puddings.
I'll be here all day, young lady.
With your knitting.
But remember, once they're gone, they're gone. Those little whelps have already gobbled up all the gingerbread.
Of course they.
You are doing God's work, Mrs. Duplancy.
He smiles upon us, Father.
Okay.
Miss Bateman, if you'd like to follow me.
Let me just point out the preponderance of purple.
Let's talk of graves, of worms, and epitaphs. Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes write sorrow on the bosom of the earth.
Interesting.
Let's choose executors and talk of wills.
Shakespeare?
Quite. Which play?
I did not expect to be called out like this.
Wait a minute. Well, okay. I don't think it's
I have
Hamlet.
2 degrees in this subject. I'll be right back.
Dean knows what it is. You have 2 degrees in the subject, he says, reaching for the internet. Come on now. It's not Hamlet because it's about talking about getting married. So I think it's Macbeth because Richard II is all about the war. So I think it's a Macbeth quote.
I want to enter into the record that I'm guessing Macbeth before I look it up. Told you enough.
Okay, fine. We're going to guess Macbeth. Okay, use the wiggle. Everybody who knows and we don't know. Hang on, I'm guessing Macbeth. Dean is going to be very smart.
Macbeth.
Magnificent guess, Miss Bateman. But I'm afraid that passage is from Richard II.
Fine. You're right.
Sure. Richard II, the 4th Pearl Jam album of Shakespeare plays.
Sure.
Studying the work of the bard is one of my favorite pastimes.
Okay.
Follow me.
Fine. I failed your quiz. Here we are on the liar's bench.
Behold, the vast expanse of God's creation. The moors extend as far as the mortal eye can see. Beautiful, is it not?
In a desolate horror movie sort of way. I'm going to say I find them rather desolate.
I find them rather desolate.
I had a conversation with an American pastor on the train back from London about Shakespeare, and he proceeded to get a bunch of very well-known quotes wrong. It was enlightening.
Really? I disagree. The beauty of God's creation is that it takes so many forms. How can one take in such a view and not have faith?
Faith of what?
Some look at these moors and think this a godless land. But I tell you, he is found in all domains.
I can tell Shogo had a great time
The
recording
Lord's
this.
work is all about us. Tell me, Miss Bateman, do you believe in God?
Yes, Dean, that's Shogo! Tell the truth. Father Roach seems prepared to hear it. Lie. You might want to avoid a tense situation.
Well, we know we definitely don't end up nailed to something.
I gotta tell the truth. I don't like it.
So,
I was brought up Anglican. The church was an important part of my early life, Father Roach. But what happened to my father eventually made me question things.
If you don't mind me asking, my child, what happened to your father?
I sense a flashback.
He had an accident when I was very young.
Thank you! Thank you! Thank you!
Come along now, Thomasina. Let's get out of the rain. Remember what I told you, all right? Be a good girl. People are unwell here. They don't want to hear you running about making noise. Understood?
Yes, Mother.
Aww.
Good. And don't annoy the nurses.
I promise I won't.
Good. Now, let's see your father.
I need a place to cry in public. Quick, let the nurses keep an eye on you. Father. Father.
Daddy, wake up!
What was the...
Space, I think.
What was the... I wrote it down. The button for where are the things that I can do? Quick save. Spacebar. You are correct. Alright, Mom, what's up?
Mummy? Mummy?
Good evening, Mr. Bateman. Hello, little one. You must be Thomasina?
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Nurse Blaketon. I just need to talk to your mummy for a little bit. I'm sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Bateman. Mrs. Bateman?
Will he ever talk again, Nurse Blaketon?
The doctor is uncertain, Mrs. Bateman. There is the possibility that Mr. Bateman won't regain any movement at all. But we will do our utmost to look after Mr. Bateman here at Ticehurst, ma'am. He will have a nurse by his side at all times. I can assure you.
So paralyzed or something?
Sure seems to be.
What sort of god would allow this fate to befall such a kind and honest man?
I'm sorry to hear this. God moves in mysterious ways, but he loves us all. Come along now.
Shall we proceed, please? I know, right? He's quite good. I tried to go this way on my own earlier, and it would... Oh.
Hello? She scampered off in a hurry. Who was that?
Some primitive folk make their home out on the moors.
I'm sorry, what?
I suggest you keep your wits about you when you are exploring, and don't stray too far from Bewley.
Excuse me. Baking
I
powder.
see.
Interesting.
How much farther to Mr. Shoulder's house?
Another
Still
screen or
quite a
so.
walk, I'm afraid. But we'll get to him soon enough. Now then, take a look at this.
It's a cairn. We saw
Legend
this.
has it that this cairn has stood here for over 1,000 years.
Don't touch it.
How remarkable.
The Devil's Toe.
I beg your pardon?
That's what it's called. The Devil's Toe.
Oh, I see.
Come now, onward.
We walked and walked across that vast, featureless landscape.
It wasn't featureless. You were just...
All the while, Father Roach was whistling away merrily. Just as I had begun to wonder if we were hopelessly lost, a building emerged from the mist. Mr. Shoulder's cottage.
Thatched roof and
Here
everything.
we are, Miss Bateman. Unless my memory fails me completely, this is Mr. Leonard Shoulder's house.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
Now, no need to thank me after your providential assistance today. However, I have something to ask you.
You don't want me to tell anybody that you asked me to let you... bloodlet
Yes?
you.
Please don't tell Mrs. Duplancy about my little scene in the woods. She will only fret. The poor dear woman has enough on her mind as it is.
She has cakes on her mind. That's
Shan't
funny.
mention it.
Thank you. You'd better see if Mr. Shoulder is in.
Well, if he's not, his trousers are hanging up on the line, so I just tried to scroll the camera like in Baldur's Gate. Okay, let's not do that. He could be... There's one glove.
You have
Listen to the music.
White glove.
Trousers. Garment.
That's the way of saying long johns.
That glove looks familiar. I wonder if it matches the glove I found behind the plough and furrow.
Bet it does.
The trousers feel damp, freshly hung, or still wet from last night's rain. Slightly damp.
I have a similar one myself. So very warm.
Alright. Wood?
I've no desire to lug a block of wood about the countryside. Here, chuk chuk chuk.
Don't encourage them.
He looks much too unruly to be picked up.
Okay. Carved stone.
Carved stone. That look a lot like the plates in the bar.
A carved stone has been affixed to the door. I think it depicts a crescent moon. It's bolted onto the door itself. I can't remove it.
That's fine.
Father, what do you make of this?
A peculiar adornment. I've not seen any like this in Bewley, though it does remind me of a passage by the bard himself.
Oh, of course it does.
It is the very era of the moon. She comes nearer and makes men mad.
Merchant of Venice.
I know, it feels Romeo and Juliet-y.
Maybe?
Romeo and Juliet.
A fine tragedy. But that particular passage is from... I'm afraid your knowledge of the bard is somewhat
Oh
lacking.
my gosh!
Why own more than one pair of pants? How you like me now?
It's been a while since I've read his work, Father.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Never mind. Do my best.
Mr. Shoulder? Is Thomasina Bateman here? I'm here in Bewley as discussed.
Maybe try again. His hearing probably isn't the best at his age. No sign of life?
None. The window is nice and clean. The dwelling is by no means abandoned. The window is much too... I've no desire...
I don't want to lug the block of wood around. I want to see if there's anywhere else we can... Let's try the door again.
Mr. Shoulder, are you home? It appears Mr. Shoulder... Curses.
Perhaps you could try the handle?
It's locked.
Now what?
Is that with Mr. Shoulder's house?
What do you make of Mr...
A sturdy construction, I'm in no doubt. The winds blow a gale out here, not to mention the pelting rain.
At least he must have plenty of eggs to eat.
Awful creatures, those hens.
What else do you know about
What
Mr.
else do you know
Shoulder?
about him?
A reclusive man. I must say I know very little about him.
Does he attend services at St. Edmund's?
Not regularly, if at all these days.
Perhaps he feels closer to God out here on the moors. What do you make of Mr. Shoulder's residence?
The winds...
At least he...
Awful
Who's
Do you know
wonder?
that young girl we saw?
No, but I've seen her sneaking around the churchyard. Poor thing is feral. She takes off at the slightest stirring. We will bring the Lord to her. Good time.
Perhaps she has her own beliefs. You said there were others like her.
Primitive folk, yes.
Rude.
Avoid the moors in hours of darkness and don't wander too far. I wouldn't entrust a young woman in their company.
So what's the deal with hens?
Why don't you like hens, Father?
I know I must love all of God's creatures, but they make such an unholy ruckus.
True.
And their talons claw at my boots.
But they mean no harm, and they provide eggs.
I cannot abide hen's eggs. They smell of sulfur when rotten.
Good
Is
there
there
a
a
Mrs.
Mrs.
Shoulder?
Shoulder?
No, I believe Mr. Shoulder has led a life of celibacy.
This is an M.R. James story, right?
What more can you tell me of...
Godless people. Don't concern yourself with. They live out there on the very edges of this land. If you don't wander too far, you shouldn't cross their path.
6 seconds later.
Do you know anything else about the Devil's Toe?
Not really. I do recall it toppling over when I was a child. A few lads from Bewley rebuilt it to the best of their memories.
The devil mustn't have been happy.
Come now, my child. Do not joke about such matters.
Like, sure, he's never been married is observable, but he's celibate is a weirdly weird, intimate thing to assume, right? Alright.
You mentioned that Mrs. Duplancy is worried about something at the moment.
You okay?
Yeah, it's
You
got
know.
nose.
It is not my place to say. Mrs. Duplancy will tell you in good time, if she deems it fit to do so.
Really helpful.
What is your favourite of Shakespeare's works?
A very difficult question, Miss Bateman. But one I can answer, nonetheless.
Should we guess?
I am awfully fond of Cymbeline.
That's your choice.
An unusual choice.
All gold and silver rather turn to dirt. Wouldn't you agree?
A fine quote. Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
And also with you. Damn it.
Damn it!
So what's in our inventory? Is there anything we can use to break in and burn this man's house down for wasting our time?
No.
You sure?
We have a silver necklace, a trowel, the other glove. I'm tempted to see if we can, like, put the other glove.
Yeah, try used glove with glove.
The gloves are a pair.
Yeah.
Does this mean Mr. Shoulder was in the alley last night?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't he come inside to see me?
Perhaps he's gone for a stroll.
Possibly.
I'd suggest you call back later, my child.
Oh, okay, we'll just hike back across the moors for another couple hours then.
I myself must make my way back home. I have some matters to attend to at the church. Shall I accompany you back to Bewley?
This feels like we may have tapped everything out.
Okay, hold on. We need to save. How do we save? F5.
Want me to look up to see whether there's anything we can do?
See, if I can look around a little bit further while you're not here, Father, I can commit breaking and entering, you see. But then we'll have to walk back by ourselves. In the dark.
With the godless children.
That sounds like a good way to learn things.
Don't want the godless children. The godless.
What do we think, folks?
No, I think, no, you go ahead, Father.
Okay.
No, you go ahead, Father. Thank you.
As you wish. Farewell, Miss Bateman. I hope Mr. Shoulder finds his way to you.
Yeah, so do I.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
Bye then.
My pleasure. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
That one is definitely Romeo and Juliet. But that, or I should say, enough Shakespeare.
Romeo and Juliet.
Correct. That I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Yes, we know.
Lord be with you.
You take off. Because now
Well, Mr. Shoulder.
I like how she looks at the screen for this. Thank you, Dean!
Thank you, Dean.
You've brought me to Bewley, and now you're nowhere to be found. No sign of any movement. The window is much too...
Alright. it down! No, alright, I've got a trail.
That's a peculiar idea.
Peculiarly awesome.
I don't wish to beat my way in.
Yes, I do! All by myself. To do. Or Bewley, locate HOB'S Barrow. I've done all of that. I have no further objectives.
Do you or have you not completed those objectives yet? I thought it said something about they will be removed from the list.
Wrong thing. The first day. So I found the town myself, and I went to... Because this was yesterday, wasn't it? So these are things that are already done.
Why are they on your list today?
I don't know. I'm not going to light the house on fire, folks. Alright, I think I'm going to leave.
As I trudged back to Bewley across those cold moors, I made a new resolution. I would find HOB'S Barrow myself, with or without Mr. Shoulder.
I did not get lost. Well done, me.
The train! That must be Kenneth.
Kenneth, I want cake.
I should go and meet him at the station. Margaret's Lookout. I wonder who Margaret is, or was.
Alright, now I'm trying to remember. How do I...
In the train station to the left.
Thanks. Oh!
This is the woods again. Hello.
Hello, child.
Good day, little one. What's your name?
Wally took Myrtle.
Pardon?
He took her and ran off. I hate him.
Is Myrtle one of your dolls?
Yes, my favourite. Mummy made her for me. She's so beautiful. Wally is the worst brother in the whole world.
Okay, child.
I will kill him.
I'm sorry to hear that. What is your name, little one?
Jane.
Of course it is.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Jane. My name is Thomasina.
The beck? What is that?
It's the river.
This is a lovely little beck.
It's where we get our water, miss. It's good for drinking and cleaning.
Your
Have you got your
dolls look
dolls?
lovely, Jane.
Thank you, miss. I love them very much. Today was their bath day.
Why did your brother take Myrtle away?
He's just jealous because Daddy is letting me come with him to the market tomorrow.
Okay.
Wally thinks I'm Daddy's favourite, so he took Myrtle from me. What if he rips her to tatters? What if he feeds her to Mr. Bryden's goat?
Don't worry, Jane. I'm sure he wouldn't do such a thing. Where did your brother go?
I don't know. Home, maybe. But I have to wait here for Myrtle's friends to dry out.
Where is
Where
Tell
do
me
you
of
live?
HOB'S Barrow.
Our home is on the other side of the village, miss. Maybe Wally went back there.
Okay.
Or maybe he's left her out on the moors. Poor Myrtle. I'm going to kick him so hard.
I like this girl.
Do you know an old man called Leonard Shoulder?
No, miss.
Have you heard of a place called HOB'S Barrow?
I I have, yes.
You have?
We aren't supposed to talk about it.
Why not?
Would you like to go there?
Yes, I would very much like to.
I'll tell you where it is if you find Myrtle for me.
I like this girl. She's mercenary.
You will?
Yes, but don't tell anyone about it or I'll be told off.
I promise.
Please find Myrtle first. I miss her.
I will.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
Now, what is that fossil?
Hey! Stay away from that! It's bad luck to touch the Yammen's horn.
Oh, interesting.
I'm serious.
Fine.
What's this shrub?
The delicate flowers smell rather sweet.
Nice smelling flowers. Then Rage Child. We are supposed to go this way. Nope, that's the church. Can't remember how to get to the station now. Thought it was through town. Maybe it's out here. Who are you? Ah,
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the brother.
Hello there. My name's Thomasina.
Yeah?
What's yours?
Wally?
Okay.
Hi, Wally.
Hi, Wally. Before I ask him.
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
I heard he owns the whole county.
Have you met him?
No, he lives out on the moors somewhere. But everyone does what he tells them to.
Nice.
Why's that?
Because he has a lot of money.
There.
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
No,
Have you heard of a place called HOB'S Barrow?
no.
You're very
Cool.
useful,
Thanks,
child.
Wally.
Jane tells me you've taken Myrtle away.
And what if I did?
Oh, cheeky!
That's a bit mean, don't you think?
She kicked me.
She'll kick you again.
Look at this bruise on my leg.
There is
Look,
actually-
there's
That
a
looks
dark
quite bad.
pixel.
Why did she kick you?
Because she's a little goblin. You don't know what she can be like. Besides, Myrtle is gone now. I've given her to the fair folk.
The fairy circle.
That'll teach her.
Who are the fair folk?
Oh my gosh, could you be any more?
The little people of the moors. I gave Myrtle to them.
Little people? You don't mean fairies, do you?
We call them fair folk round here.
Wally, there is no such thing as fairies.
Oh god.
It's two. And I gave them a doll.
Goodbye.
All right, so where was that circle?
The road disappears over the horizon.
I
I see
want
nothing
to
but
say
moorland.
it was in the woods, or on the edge of the woods towards the moors. You have fast travel in this.
No. There's another exit here. And out here, because that's the postmaster's. No, this is another dead end. We went up there, didn't we?
I don't think so.
Let's go this way. Yeah, this is the way to the station. Ah! There's somebody...
Where is Kenneth?
Somebody actually at the station this time.
He was supposed to wait for me at the station.
Oh no!
Oh, you motherfucker.
Where did you go last night?
Have we met?
Last night at the Plough and Furrow.
Oh, Miss Bateman.
You?
Yeah.
I was blind drunk last night and woke up with a stinking headache.
Can only imagine.
You still smell like a brewery.
Sorry.
You went to use the lavatory and never came back, Mr. Tillett. I searched everywhere for you.
Excuse me.
I think I remember you bought me a drink.
I
Then
did.
it's all a blur. I woke up in my bed this morning with my wife sour at me for waking her at some ungodly hour.
Where is Kenneth?
I'm looking for my assistant, Kenneth.
Oh, aye.
His train has arrived.
Not a single soul disembarked the last train, Miss Bateman.
Impossible. Was that not the midday train from London by way of Derby?
That's an E! Not an A!
Aye, it were. Mr. Price were here, unloaded a few crates.
But no Kenneth.
Not a soul. Hold on. One of them crates had your name on it, Miss Bateman. A great big one it were, with...
A red ribbon.
Aye.
What is Kenneth playing at, sending my equipment but not himself? Curses.
Alright.
About last night. What were you going to tell me about Leonard Shoulder?
Who?
Leonard Shoulder. You told me you knew him, and promised to tell me more if I bought you a drink, which I did. So what were you going to tell me?
I don't really know the old bugger.
But you said you did.
Oh, aye. No, I know naught about him. No, naught about Leonard Shoulder.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe
You're
you.
hiding something, Mr. Tillett. I don't believe you.
I say a lot of things when I've got the drink in me. I probably just wanted you to buy me an ale.
A likely story.
Look, what would I gain from lying to you?
A drink! This is what happens when you take cross-country. East Coast mainline is far more reliable. True, but they just changed all their carriages and they're very uncomfortable seats now.
I just wanted another drink.
Even if that's the case, it doesn't explain your disappearance.
Aye, I don't remember out.
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
Oh, you've heard of his lordship, then?
Yes, do you know him?
You know him too?
Aye, he comes into the village from time to time. Gives sweets to the children. Hires young men to work his land.
Mm-hmm.
He's well liked around here.
Was an interesting hesitation.
I sense some hesitation, Mr. Tillett.
Oh, thank you!
Well, we kind of have an unspoken agreement with his lordship.
Grantchester. I was gonna say Grantham, but yeah.
He looks after us, provided we leave him alone.
All the devil worshipping and
I
the...
don't follow.
He likes his privacy.
Some people do.
No one is allowed to visit him.
Do you mean to say that he's a bit eccentric?
No. I've heard people got fired at when approaching his manor uninvited.
Oh my gosh.
Good grief. But is this true?
Well, I won't be the one to find out.
Okay. I already asked you about HOB'S, Brown. You wouldn't say anything. What are you doing here?
You work here?
Aye. Bewley Station Master at your service. Would you like to buy a ticket?
Not just yet, thank you. I understand that some of the locals are not too happy about this new station.
Aye.
I'd go as far as saying the whole village.
How long has the station been open for?
York Poppleton Leeds line is pretty.
About
It
3
is
months.
pretty, it's just slow.
We're on the Midland Railway line. This employment's been a saviour for me. If I weren't stood here, I'd be drinking my life away at the pub right now.
Yeah, that's a real, yeah.
It's worth the occasional withering look from Cyril and the rest of them.
You owe me cake.
You owe me cake.
How's your headache faring?
It feels like a steam engine is driving full pelt in a circle around my skull.
You deserve
Be
it.
sure to drink plenty of water, Mr. Tillett.
Aye, I'll survive.
What does a station master do?
Stand here.
A bit of this and a bit of that. I don't wish to bore you with such things.
As you wish.
My responsibilities here keep me on the straight and narrow, I'll tell you that much. A sense of duty can do wonders for a lost soul.
Indeed. This must be a rather lonesome post to occupy.
Trains pass through here more regularly than you might think, lass.
Sure they do. Alright,
Where is my crate now?
Mr. Price took away all the crates on his cart.
Who?
Mr. Price, he's the postmaster.
Alright, fine.
Where can I find Mr. Price?
He lives above the storeroom, just north of the plough and furrow. You'll see it. There's a Royal Mail plaque on the wall.
Thank you. Farewell for now.
Ta-ra.
Asshole.
So I walked all this way out.
Hello?
Hoping we get to talk to the kitty. There's the postman.
Good day to you, Cyril.
How do, lass?
Oh, no. He's the guy who was playing a game or reading the newspaper. Yeah, no problem. There you go, Hawkeye.
What are you up to, Cyril?
Keeping an eye on that bleeding railway station. That's what.
Of course he is. Folks, capitalism is exerting itself, so why don't we take a quick break for a minute here?
Yeah.
And then we will be... no fair. And we will be right back. hate watching trains is my new favorite thing.
Thankfully, no one got off the last train.
Really hate that station, don't you?
Oh, I curse Midland Railway for bringing their damn line through Bewley. This is our town, our land. 'Tis no place for outsiders.
So you keep saying.
Anyway, no more trains today. Almost time to celebrate with an ale, I think.
I could do with one myself.
You paying?
No.
Don't have any money, Cyril.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, lass.
That is peak Yorkshire. Do you want a drink? Aye. You're paying. Bye then. The stone on Shoulder's door is the same as the one the blacksmith has.
Yeah, I know that.
And probably the one embedded in the rock. Do you want me to look at where the ferry circle is?
Hold on.
That must be the postmaster's storeroom. Hello.
Good day. I haven't seen you in Bewley before.
I'm just visiting.
Lovely. It's nice to see a new face. We don't get many visitors.
Well, with a welcoming crew like Cyril, who's surprised?
My name's Henry. Henry Long.
Nice to meet you, Henry. Thomasina Bateman.
Wonderful. What a treat.
Tell me about yourself,
You seem
Henry.
in a good mood, Mr. Long.
It's just lovely to see a new face.
I'm the newest member in town, and now you're here and you're newer than me, so they'll sacrifice you instead. I mean, wait.
Where are you from, Miss Bateman?
Seems harmless.
Originally, a small town on the outskirts of Derby, Mr. Long. Though I currently reside in London.
London? I've never met anyone from London. How
That
very
London.
exciting. Have you lived there a long time?
It's been quite a few years now, yes.
I've heard that the air there is so heavy with smoke, it makes it hard to breathe.
Yep. Oh no, they're just gonna keep saying Derby to piss me off.
Is that true?
Some days.
Oh, you must miss the fresh northern air.
This is the Midlands.
Well, you've got that in Bewley. No factories out here. Such things are a blight on his creation.
Oh look, a religious exam. Yeah.
I were born in this very home I stand in front of.
Go ahead.
Everyone is picking up on how there's a lot of folks who are religious, but it doesn't
It's
seem as
north. I
special.
know it's north of the Watford Gap, but that is not the north. Damn it.
Bewley is in my blood.
Oh dear.
Why would I ever want to leave? Especially now I can meet new folk thanks to the railway line.
Just wait until they invent telephones, dude. Absolutely Midlands.
Your opinion of the railway station differs widely from your fellow townsfolk, Mr. Long. I've not met anyone particularly keen on it.
That railway line is the start of a new era for Bewley. Mark my words.
People
Well,
can throw
it's
their
gonna
trash
show
out the
the
window at us as they go by.
There's
For
much to
years
protect
to
here,
come.
but we need new blood.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I hope that some of you visitors will actually stay here permanently,
Why is that?
so I have new friends to talk to.
It is entirely possible he's evil.
If T-Sock has taught me anything, there is definitely not a cult here, right?
Some people here don't want any new friends. Cyril Farnaby, the miserable old sod, is the worst offender.
Yeah. Welcome to the new cult guy. Oh.
I've had the pleasure of meeting Cyril. He really dislikes the railway station.
Absolutely miserable he is. I've tried to convince him many times that the station will help Bewley. He just doesn't understand.
Oh, I know.
Cook, I know.
Met him last night in the Plough and Furrow.
Aye, the scene of our many debates. Blimey. I could go for an ale right now, actually.
I'm looking for Mr. Price, the postmaster.
Oh, Mr. Price, my lovely neighbour. I'm afraid you've just missed him.
Curses.
I saw him wheeling a large crate into his storeroom just there.
It must be mine. I really need it.
Have a look through the window to see if it's yours.
Where did Mr. Price go?
I don't know. The man were in a hurry. I
Oh,
know
dear.
he has family in Bakewell.
That's miles away. Did he leave by foot?
No, by horse. He must be a few miles down the road by now.
Curses. When will Mr. Price be back?
He didn't say. Could be tonight, could be a few days.
How infuriating.
I told him I'd keep watch of his storeroom, and I'm a man of my word, Miss Bateman. I shall not budge from this spot.
Okay.
Do you know
Leonard
a man
Shoulder?
named Leonard Shoulder?
Aye, funny old fellow. I hear he lives way out on the moors somewhere.
Yes.
Have you seen him recently?
No,
Uh-huh.
not for a long while now that you mention it. Why do you ask?
It's a long story, but I was to meet him in Bewley. He invited me here.
Well, I must thank him when I see him for inviting such an enchanting young woman.
Wheel it in, Cardigan.
You flatter me, Mr. Long. I'm looking for HOB'S Barrow.
One of those old burial hills.
Yes. Do you know where it is?
Believe it or not, I haven't set foot on the moors since I were a child.
Why is that?
I've got all I need right here in Bewley.
Uh-huh.
And we're all truly blessed with the railway station, which brings us lovely new faces.
I mean sacrifices.
Goodbye.
Don't be a stranger.
Oh, were we that lucky?
There's my freaking crate.
There's my crate. Kenneth always ties a red ribbon to it. I can see an envelope tucked behind the ribbon. Perhaps it can help explain Kenneth's absence. I'm going to have to get in there.
All right, Mr. Long, you need to let me in there.
Hello.
Good day.
No.
Goodbye.
Don't be a stranger.
Why not try going to the pub to see if the landlord knows who has...
Yeah. Anybody else in here? He's not in here. Pub dude's not here. It's just Drunky here.
Good day, sir.
Oh. Maybe something in my room? Nope.
I must say, last night has rather put me off using these toilets.
Okay, fine. So that's not gonna work. He's not in the pub.
Blacksmith.
Yeah.
Good day.
Yes?
Thanks for your
No.
time.
Aye.
I remember. I think it maybe was around the church. We go out this way, maybe? There!
He's buried Myrtle.
I better not touch them. They could be poisonous. It looks like something has been buried in the middle.
You got a trowel.
I've got my trowel! My trusty trowel! I'm having a flashback.
Thomasina, please stop leaving your toys lying about the place. What happened the last time you left your dolly under the tree?
A fox ate it, madame.
Yes, it did. Fetch it now, won't you? Then I'll fix your supper.
Yes, madame.
Aren't I adorable?
Hello, fairies. There you are, Josephine. I won't let the foxes eat you.
Who's that you have there, little bird?
Oh, was that her dad before the accident?
Josephine. She introduced me to the fairies.
Oh, fairies, you say?
Yes, Daddy.
Do you believe in fairies?
Of course.
Mmm.
Do you see those mushrooms over there?
Yes.
That's the gateway to their kingdom.
I like how this is like her having flashbacks to when she was a kid.
That's where Josephine and I go to talk to the fairies.
Now, listen to me, Thomasina.
Yes?
You're old enough now to hear this.
Oh dear.
There's no such thing as fairies or talking dolls, my little bird.
What do you mean?
I'm going to burst your bubble in a very Victorian way.
I'm sorry, my dear child. I do not wish to upset you. I just want to make sure that you understand the difference between fantasy and reality.
In my perfectly
Josephine
manicured
is
garden.
just a doll, and fairies do not exist.
But, Daddy...
He's gonna step in the ring, right?
Yeah.
Science is the great antidote to the poison of enthusiasm and superstition.
The poison of enthusiasm! Could you be more Victorian?
Please always remember that. If you hear anything about fairies or the like again, know that it's hogwash.
Hogwash. Hogwash, I said.
What is it?
She's about to say hogwash.
Hogwash.
Thank you.
Did Wally bury the doll, I wonder?
Oh no! Is that a...
This must be Jane's ragdoll.
The worms are one touch, but is there a pin stuck through it? The arm.
Pick the lock on the postmaster.
Yeah.
You're coming with me, little fellow. I shall name you Kenneth.
I'm taking worm. I acquired a worm. Not quite sure why, but...
I've already taken one. Perhaps these wriggling worms are the fair folk young Wally was so fearful of.
We all know that is not the case.
How strange. There is a hairpin pierced through the arm. This may come in handy. I'll keep it.
Ha.
At least I shall not return from Bewley empty-handed.
She didn't even cover the hole.
Right. See, now I have the raggedy doll and the hairpin and the worm.
I already recovered the ragdoll. There's nothing else buried there.
Okay, what happens next is on you, Thomasina.
Right. Fine. Be that way.
We tried.
Now I have to remember how to get by... Oh, it was this way?
It was to the
William
left.
Paxton. Modest and gentle.
Yeah. Right? Exactly. That's not going to go badly. As soon as I have some money, I'm buying cake. I so deserve a cake. It was out here, wasn't it? There we go.
I present to you Myrtle.
Myrtle!
Aww!
I missed you so much.
Now, I believe we had a deal.
Hide and seek.
No, child. No.
Come back.
take her other dolls.
It's in moments like these I thank myself for not having children. They aren't mine to take.
You want to chip the fossil out while she's not here?
I can't pry the fossil from the rock with my bare hands.
Got you a trowel.
Got me a trowel.
The trowel is too blunt to chip away at the rock.
Okay. I don't have a knife.
I'll bet when you get your tools from the postmaster, you can come back here and do stuff with us.
Oh God, I have to follow
Hey!
this child into the woods.
Jane?
She's hiding in this burrow.
She is.
Jane! Get out of there! Don't make me come in. Fine.
Oh no.
Oh, this is a very bad idea.
Curses! The hole is too small for me to fit through.
Is there another hole?
Still cutting. I bet it's a I have to find her tomorrow kind of situation.
That seems unlikely.
Child!
Curses! The hole is too small for me to fit through.
Yeah, that's...
Trowel it. Trowel it up.
I was always happiest with a trowel in my hand, uncovering hidden worlds within the earth itself, clod by clod.
Oh dear.
That should do it.
Oh my
Jane.
God. All right, we're saving. We're so saving the game right now.
Jane! Come out this instant. I can't see a damned thing in here.
I have a single match. That is not gonna work.
Jane? Jane?
I need a light source. I have a match, but nothing to make into a torch.
This feels a lot like you got to go get your tools and then solve this problem, doesn't it?
Right.
I do not wish to set that alight.
Okay. All right. Fine, child. I shall return. Cumbersome child. All right. Where do we need to go next? Back to the postmasters. Save me a cake!
The door has been boarded up.
All right, I'm going to pick this lock. Do piss off.
The postmaster isn't home.
But my crate is in there.
You'll have to wait for Mr. Price to get back.
I can't try to pick the lock whilst Mr. Long is standing there.
Come on! So now it's saying I'm going to have to come back at night.
Or Try and get him to go to the pub.
Hello.
Good day.
Go to the
Can I buy
pub.
you a drink?
Really?
No. Wait, do you think Mr. Kemp will let me open a tab?
Perhaps. You could always ask him. I shouldn't leave anyway. Mr. Price is relying on me to keep watch of his store.
And I need you to move so I can pick the lock.
Goodbye.
Don't be a stranger.
That's it. We're going back to the pub. Back. Where is the... There he is. All right, let's stop here for the night. Well, let's talk to Mr. Kemp. Where's my assistant?
My assistant has not arrived as planned.
Oh, is everything all right?
I'm not entirely sure.
Am I to keep a room for him just in case?
If you could hold it for one more night, Mr. Kemp.
As you wish.
Can I open a tab? Oh, I need a new candle.
Can I
while
please
we're at
have a
it.
new candle for my room?
I'll go upstairs and replace it this evening.
Can I have one now?
It's not dark yet, Miss Bateman.
Never mind. I'm sorry to ask this, Mr. Kemp, but could I please open a tab?
Still not in your purse?
I'm afraid not. My assistant hasn't arrived as planned, so I find myself in a bind. He must have put the money in my crate, which is currently being held in Mr. Price's storeroom.
Well, as you know, I run an honest establishment here, and I do trust you.
Yay!
So yes, I'll open an account for you, to be settled at the end of your stay.
Of course. Thank you, Mr. Kemp.
Now then, I'll be needing something of value as a deposit.
Cross.
I thought you said you trusted me.
Aye, it's not personal, lass. One can never be too cautious.
Ugh.
How can I open a tab?
Leave me an item. I'll give it back to you at the end when it will be time to pay the piper.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
All right, here, take this.
Will you accept this silver cross pendant as a deposit?
Can I take a closer look at it? Aye, silver. That'll do.
There we go.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp.
Can I get you something to drink?
Not right now, Mr. Kemp.
As you were.
All right. So now I have the ability to bribe people with drinks
Yes.
by sending them to the pub. Okay, great. So let's stop here then. The worm would not.
Will you take this worm? Ah, yeah, well.
So perfect. So next week we'll try sending Mr. Creepy Not Occult to the pub to get a beer, and then I can get in there and bribery and then larceny. Yahoo!
That's a treat.
Exactly. Okay, let's take... Do we need a quick break? Or do we just need a second to transition? We just need a second to transition. Pushing the buttons. Come on. There we go. All right. Let me shut off the game really quick. I'm just going to save.
Leonard Shoulder's going to be the devil.
All right. I've saved the game. I've quit. Ooh, that feels nice. Poor Steam. Poor Steam has been running on my computer for hours and hours and hours, and I should probably give it a little break. Okay. Oh, yeah. It lights up as well, Rubesco, but it's hard to see when you're in lights. You're not going to be able to show it.
Oh.
Here. All right, here. Let me turn this off. Try now. You want to turn off that light? We'll just totally be in the dark for a second. This will be hilarious. See? Now we're totally in the dark. You're welcome. Still doesn't show. Try this. Hang on. There you go. Yes, but I'm putting the lights back on now because it's very, very dark. There we go. Would you put that one back on as well? So we're not in the dark? Tiny. What do we got for shenanigans? There wasn't much nightmare fuel there other than
Persistent sinister.
the persistent science over the evil fairies, and you're totally gonna get in trouble.
I love Wally. Who are you, Wally? You take your sister's. Oh, yeah.
And a bear, she's mean. Look, I have a pixel on my shin that's a bruise.
Got a bruise.
All right. For shenanigans this evening, we have... it's called A New Game, where I talk about fandom using words that belong on corporate PowerPoint slides. Like, we have to align our headcanons to authentically reflect our strategic mission and meet quarterly margin objectives. Sorry to everyone who understood that.
Translation. Everyone should agree with my obviously correct takes, so there will be more fic I like in the tag. Hashtag add something about the ability to quickly pivot in response to changing market trends. If it's a fandom with actively airing canon.
As per my last 5N1. Exactly. Hello, team. With all due respect, I cross-checked your references with Kakashi from accounting, and the error in your fix was statistically significant. Every fic published in our Enemies to Lovers tag after the most recent episode's air date needs to be updated and reviewed due to new policies issued by the author. Please reacquaint yourself with the source material before next week's meeting and be prepared to discuss the changes. Cheers!
I really need to work on my deliverables. Hashtag I like what I'm hearing from you, OP. Hashtag I have a hard stop right now. Hashtag but I'd like to circle back and touch base about this tomorrow.
AUs are now blue sky thinking, aiming to recontextualize and reinvigorate the market. Hashtag touch base with your local fanfiction author. Hashtag AKA leave comments. You guys are really good at this game.
Well, I certainly appreciated your initiative in writing this AU. I feel it might be more appropriate to your skill set if you leveraged a canon approach.
More of today's greatest hits for your nightmares. Hashtag please don't hesitate to contact me for any further clarification regarding the last chapter.
Hashtag what is the use case for this OTP?
Hashtag let's circle back to this fandom later once all stakeholders have gotten a chance to weigh in.
Hashtag we're seeing some major scope creep.
Hashtag unfortunately we are in a bit of a holding pattern with this latest project, but as soon as I have a status update we can touch base again. Hashtag I am not working on my work in progress, but as soon as I make any progress, you'll hear about it.
Hashtag let's stick a pin in that headcanon while the group chat reviews for canonical support.
And of course...
Hashtag this is just what it's like to be in the Succession fandom.
I mean... We'd like to take an agnostic approach in proactively generating pairings for this fandom. I.e. they're all hot, go wild, ship like it's going out of style.
Sorry. Ugh.
Go ahead.
Ensure that the Q1 output is presented with appropriate context for the stakeholders, in light of the redirection of resources during the period.
I.e., maybe I should put an author's note at the end of my latest chapter, begging forgiveness for it taking 3 months, because I had a crisis of confidence and spent the time binge-watching every season of Doctor Who.
I should point out that the post below this is the continuing adventures of Captain Pike, hairstylist.
As threatened, I have written another installment of Captain Pike's secret second career aboard the Enterprise, begun in Fringe Benefits Fancy Meeting You Hair. If you don't think I'm opening that link right now, you are wrong. This time he and number one are dealing with diplomatic endeavors, which obviously calls for some fancy hairdos. It's up at Fringe Benefits Braid and a Bet. Yes, I do have a punning problem. Guys, I'm having so much fun. Okay, and there is now art in here. Let me put the link in the chat again. To Happy Birthday Enterprise with what looks like a whole bunch of drunk crew members in the bar. Aww. Okay. Let's do the tags on this. Okay, Star Trek Change the Worlds, number one, relationship, number one, and Christopher Pike. Additional tags, horse jokes, hair braiding, bring back the TOS shared fresher, diplomacy, mild hurt / comfort, mention of casualties, drunken shenanigans, accidentally drunk due to aliens, mention of vomiting. Fancy meeting you hair. Oh my gosh, this is about hairstyles. This is hilarious. These are things I did not know. Okay. How many? What was the count at when we showed him like 2 years ago?
10.
Fucking hell. Are you gonna tell him or am I?
We, from time to time, have chatted with Anson Mount, who plays Captain Pike. because he's done some work for us. He's a lovely, lovely dude.
Lovely guy.
And he
didn't know what
he was
shipping
unaware
was.
of fan fiction.
So we're like, do you really want me to show you?
And we did.
He's like,
and he took it like a champ. He was
he's
like,
like, oh, okay.
This is cool.
And I think at the time we had him search Christopher Pike, and I think 10 hits came up.
4,501.
4,501 now. To be fair, there are now 2 seasons of Strange New Worlds out.
And Captain Space Dad is wonderful.
Somebody at, was it Gen Con?
Yes.
Did sticker packets, one of which was his hair.
Yeah.
So funny. I love that so much. The full-on Johnny Bravo thing going on. It was hilarious.
Don't make me turn the ship around.
Don't make me turn the ship around. Exactly. Okay. That was delightful. There's Captain Pike as a hairstylist fiction.
This might happen in future weeks, just so you know.
I wonder how bad it is. I'm gonna have to read it through later. I'm gonna have to read it through later, but whoo, okay, that's a thing. Yeah, closing that window. I think that's everything.
That's pretty much it.
We're a little bit early tonight.
Wendy somewhere is turning over in bed, going, I'm in bed early.
She doesn't care that we're early, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with wrapping up a little bit early. Let's talk about... Ooh, come back! Okay, thank you. Oh, I closed the window. I needed that one. Let's talk about where we're going to be.
You will next encounter us this coming Friday, when the full lid includes all kinds of really good stuff. We're going to look at Meg 2, The Trench, and some unintentional...
Who's surprised that Alistair went to the giant shark movie?
And some truly wonderful vintage TV Guide individual episode X-Files promo.
I vaguely remember
I love these things. It seems like today, Mulder and Scully face their worst fear. The suburbs. You know, it's that type of copy which exists on the razor-thin line between this is fantastic and I had 2 minutes. What the fuck do you want from me?
Yes, exactly. I'm reviewing it. I'm doing taglines for individual television shows.
So that's happening, and that's going to be fun. Yeah, the Suburbs episode was legit.
It's one of the greatest ones ever. I mean, homeowners associations are truly evil.
I linked to it, and it's actually this thread of truly lovely social media archaeology. Someone has threaded about 98% of all the adverts that were done. And there's a 10-episode gap in season 9, which unfortunately includes 2 of my favorites. But it's pretty much all there.
Nice. Speaking of all things Alistair loved, saw the new TMNT movie, and yeah.
He's Tokyo drifting around us!
Oh, it was very cute.
I had forgotten. We have to save the beautiful human woman, Scooter. Just that they are... I do not think the turtles have been more adorable dorks than they are in this one.
Here's some exciting news before we all go to bed. I'm playing Stardew Valley for the first time and got a dog.
Amazing.
Fantastic. I, of course, rescued Scratch. In Baldur's Gate 3. He's in my
Scratch, T-Doggo.
And I am going to have to teach him how to throw a ball.
The T stands for the.
Can everyone please pray that whatever creature has taken up residence behind my oven doesn't come out before my landlord gets back to me about it? Oh, dear. Yes, I hope so as well. Fingers crossed. So that's Friday. Sunday, we may have the last installment of Coffee Talk.
Pretty sure it is the last installment of Coffee Talk.
It's going to be the last one because we've got a little bit more of the current day to finish, and then we have what looks like the last day, which will be great. And then we're already thinking about what we're going to go on to afterwards, and Stray Gods, which is the new. Well, go and look up a trailer, and we'll talk about it next week.
Dean, this is extremely your shit.
Yes. Oh, you need to go watch the trailer for Strange Gods right now. Put it this way: you make narrative choices through song lyrics. As far as we can tell, you're the inheritor of a muse power, and you have to think about what you're experiencing and what you want to have happen, and it kind of comes true. And it's by Austin Wintory, the person who the composer who did
Abzu and
Journey and Transistor,
and I think has also done the upcoming Journey pseudo sequel where you sword surf across the desert.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that one. I don't remember what it's called. Path, I think it's called. Can't wait for that. But yeah, that's just come out. So I think that may be what we play starting next week. I have to look into it.
Yeah, from what we can tell, the soundtrack's like 70 tracks long. From what we can tell, the dialogue wheel is a lyric wheel.
Yeah.
So you can change the tone of the song and influence stuff through that.
Nice. And then we'll be back here next Wednesday for some more.
Look, check you out. We
and
did some
Troy
stuff with
Baker.
him and Troy Baker. We're going to have to talk about this. This sounds awesome.
That sounds very cool. I would love to know more. And then we'll be back here next Monday for more HOB'S Barrow.
Yes, where we will punch Leonard Shoulder square in the dick.
Where is that guy? I'm going to be crawling through this tunnel with a candle lit from a match, and I'm going to tumble into something and get in trouble.
In the immortal words of Gunny from Star Trek Odyssey, I just want cake.
Right?
Just want cake.
I just want the cake. Poor Kenneth. I hope he's not inside that crate.
That was honestly my first thought.
I'm very worried he might have been sealed inside his crate.
One of my first exposures to horror was the Marvel series Knights of Pendragon, where the first episode finished with a serial killer storing his latest victim in 25 strawberry punnets.
Okay, when you say Knights of Pendragon, you and I have vastly different mental associations.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Let's go quick before it makes us run an ad one more time.
Thanks so much for joining us, folks. I've been Alistair.
I've been Marguerite.
And this has been fun. We'll see you next time.
Have a good night, everybody. Once I find the button. Where's the button?